Do you remember the sound of a tape rewinding? That faint whir as the spools spun back into place? Or the feeling of walking down the aisles at Blockbuster on a Friday night, searching for the perfect movie? For kids of the 80s and 90s, VHS wasn't just a format, it was a way of life. It shaped our weekends, our family nights, and even our patience. Today, we're looking at 15 VHS habits every 80s and 90s kid remembers. Some were fun, some were frustrating, but all of them remind us of a time when movies lived on shelves instead of screens. 1. Tracking issues. Few things tested your patience like those fuzzy white lines across the screen. Every VHS player had a tracking button or knob, and you had to fine-tune it just right to make the picture clear. Sometimes it felt like trying to tune in a distant radio station. It was annoying, sure, but it also gave us a little sense of control over the machine. Today, with crisp digital video, that struggle is long gone, but some of us kind of miss the challenge. 2. Be kind, rewind. At the video store, a bright yellow sticker reminded us, be kind, rewind. Before DVD menus and streaming, you had to rewind the tape yourself or risk a fine. Some stores even had dedicated rewind stations near the counter. It was a simple rule, but it became a shared ritual, one that connected millions of movie lovers. 3. Friday night blockbuster runs. There was nothing like stepping into Blockbuster on a Friday night. The shelves were lined with shiny plastic cases, the smell of popcorn sometimes drifting from the front counter. You'd wander the aisles, sometimes for hours, trying to grab the last copy of a new release before it disappeared. It wasn't just about movies, it was about the hunt, the experience, and the excitement of bringing something home for the weekend. 4. Recording TV shows on blank tapes. Before DVRs, if you wanted to save your favorite show, you recorded it on a blank VHS tape. Parents carefully labeled the spines with black marker, Cheers, Season 3 or The Cosby Show, Christmas Special. Sometimes you'd tape over old recordings, accidentally erasing family memories. These tapes became little time capsules, holding commercials, station logos, and moments that vanished with the click of a button. 5. Homemade video collections. VHS wasn't just for Hollywood, it was for us, too. Every family had a collection of home movies, birthdays, school plays, backyard adventures. The shaky camera work, the muffled sound, the zoom-in too close moments, they're priceless now. Watching them today feels like stepping into a dream where everything is fuzzier but somehow warmer. 6. The horror of a tape getting eaten. Every VHS kid remembers the nightmare, the player chewing up the tape. The movie would freeze, the picture warping, until you realized the ribbon had tangled inside the machine. Sometimes you could rescue it with a pencil and steady hands, sometimes it was gone forever. That little hiss of static and the crackle of torn film could break your heart. 7. The big plastic clamshells. Disney tapes came in those oversized white clamshell cases, lined up proudly on the shelf. They were colorful, sturdy, and felt special, like owning a treasure. Unlike the cardboard sleeves, these stood out with bright artwork that practically begged you to watch again. Even today, collectors search for them, not just for the movies, but for the memories they carry. 8. Renting games alongside movies. For many kids, the movie store was also a gateway to video games. Behind the glass cases were NES, Sega, and later, PlayStation titles, waiting to be rented. You'd take home a game and try to beat it in just a few days before returning it. It was a mix of excitement and pressure, a challenge that shaped many childhood weekends. 9. The TV guide insert. Some tapes, especially rentals, had a little printed guide tucked inside. It listed previews, upcoming releases, or just ads for other movies. We'd flip through them like mini catalogs, circling the ones we wanted to see next. It was clever marketing, but to us kids, it felt like a promise of more adventures to come. 10. The previews that played automatically. Before you could watch your movie, you had to sit through trailers for other films. Some became burned into our memories, the voiceover guy booming, "Coming soon to home video." Unlike today's skippable ads, you either fast-forwarded or let them play. Strangely enough, those previews became part of the movie experience itself. 11. The satisfying click of a VCR door. Sliding a tape into the VCR had a certain magic to it. The flap opened, the machine hummed, and with a soft click, the adventure began. It was tactile and real, unlike today's invisible streams. That little sound meant you were about to step into another world, one that filled your living room with laughter, tears, or popcorn-fueled scares. 12. Sharing tapes with friends. VHS made movies something you could hold, and that meant you could share them. Friends would lend each other tapes, carefully reminding, "Don't forget to rewind." It wasn't just about convenience, it was about trust, about handing over a piece of your collection for someone else to enjoy. Today we share links, but back then we shared memories in plastic boxes. 13. The sticker labels. Every rental tape had those bold stickers, property of Blockbuster Video, "Do not copy," or simply a number on the spine. They gave the tapes a kind of authority, a reminder that you were borrowing a little piece of Hollywood. For kids, those stickers made the tapes feel official, almost sacred. Some of us even copied the style for our own home recordings. 14. Late fees. Few things sparked family drama like a late fee. You'd find a tape under the couch or in the car days after it was due. The store clerk would slide it across the counter and announce the total with a sigh. It was frustrating then, but now it feels like a funny little tax on the joy of renting. 15. The end screen. When the movie was over and the credits rolled, many tapes simply ended on a blue screen. Sometimes it was black, sometimes a frozen frame, sometimes static. That empty screen felt strange, like the story had ended, but the room still buzzed with its memory. It was a gentle reminder to rewind, turn off the TV, and step back into the real world. VHS wasn't perfect, but it had a soul. It asked us to rewind, to wait, to share, and to care for our movies in a way digital never will. For 80s and 90s kids, those plastic tapes weren't just entertainment, they were part of growing up. Which VHS habit do you remember most? Did you love the Disney clamshells, or dread the horror of a tape getting eaten? Drop your favorite memory in the comments. And if this video brought back a smile, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time as we rewind through history.